Of Roe versus Wade. For more on this, let's welcome in Montana Congressman Matt Rosendale. Congressman, good morning. Great to have you back on. Congressman, so let's just get right to it. We thought, this was 2 weeks ago Monday that this thing leaked out. We thought we'd have an answer maybe by the end of the week. 17 days later, we have no idea. At least the public has no idea who leaked this opinion. We're not talking about the White House. We're not talking about Congress or the Senate. We're talking about the sanctity of the Supreme Court. How important is it that we find out the identity of who did this?
Well, I think that we all could probably agree that the justices that were appointed by Democrat presidents know who the leaker was. OK, so it is known by some of the participants there who actually released that information. What bothers me is not only the undermining that it did of the institution and the trust factor that these folks have with each other now. It makes it very difficult to work with each other, to have these conversations, to have the good open debate. And that is what the court and that's what Congress is all about. Once you have fractured that trust factor, it's very, very difficult to restore it. But what troubles me, Rob, is the fact that while I don't know, I'm not an attorney, whether releasing that information was a crime, but the things that have taken place since that time to try and intimidate the justices to change their votes, that is a crime. It is a federal crime to go in and try and get a justice to change their vote. To try and influence the outcome of a court decision is a crime. It's a federal crime. And again, we see the Department of Justice is laying down on the job and not pursuing these people that are trying to intimidate.
Well, Congressman, you think about it, there are 36 clerks in the Supreme Court, so not a huge number. There are many staff members. The majority of people that work inside the court that would be privileged to have this information before the decision is released to the public are all attorneys. I think whoever did this has got to be identified. If it's one or multiple people, I don't care if it's a member of the court or a clerk, and they should be immediately disbarred, because the precedent that this sets, it basically says that, OK, if you're woke and somehow you become a clerk at the Supreme Court, which is what a job, by the way, and the wonders that can do for your future career. This means that if you've got a certain political ideology and you don't like the way an opinion is going, you can leak it on out and try and pressure justices to change their opinion before the final opinion is released.
And I think we're going to see that coming forth. When I was a very young child, my family had a newspaper, and my dad was the owner, editor, publisher. He was basically responsible for everything. My mother sold the advertising, and my dad used to tell us, if one person has a secret, that they're trying to keep, he can find out about it. Someone is going to release this information. Yeah. It will come forward. We will be able to identify who the person or persons that released this information.
Yeah, Supreme Court collusion. There could be more people involved, and those people could go all the way to the top. Don't eliminate the judges, because people say, "Oh, that's no way that would happen." Yeah. No way. Think about it. Michael Sussman's on trial right now for Russiagate. That happened 6 years ago. We're only getting answers right now. I hope it doesn't take another 6 years to get answers to what happened at the Supreme Court. About a minute left. I want to talk about gas prices. This is unbelievable. Shocking. Gas prices today, $4.59 a gallon nationwide. For the first time in U.S. history, every single state has an average over $4 a gallon. This is the 10th straight day we've set a record, which is a record in and of itself. How bad does this get before prices start coming down again?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse, Rob. The Biden administration has shown that they will not embrace the self-determination of this nation, if you will, for us to return back to having energy dominance, which is what we had under the Trump administration. In the Natural Resources Committee that I serve on, we put a package of bills together to mandate that we were going to open up this leasing, to mandate that the Biden administration started releasing the permits or authorizing the permits for not only the drilling, but for some of the pipelines that are in place. And we continue to see this. And as we all know, the higher energy prices hurt the people on the lowest end of the income scale the most. And when you live in a very large rural state like Montana, this is incredibly hurtful to the weekly budget of anybody who lives there. We have great distances to travel, and when you get to the store, now you're finding out that the products there cost you a lot more as well. So this is just very bad. It's inflation. The inflation that we see and the numbers that are reflected, Rob, don't even include the energy cost, how much that's gone up. When you start including energy, it's very, very bad.
Yeah, according to Wall Street, people aren't buying, things they would normally buy in the summer: grills, cars, electronics. They're saving their money. They're prioritizing what money they have for gas and for groceries, which makes perfect sense. Affects all of us. Montana Congressman Matt Rosendale, great having you back on. Look forward to doing it again. Thank you.